Hello, you're kicking off the Saturday's edition of Qpvn English News Bulletin. You're with Milinji and I come deadlines. Special news website on 14th Congress of Communist Party of Vietnam launch. Vietnam People's Army showcases military strength at National Achievements Exhibition. Ho Chi Minh City ready to expand cooperation with Australian localities. On the afternoon of September the 12th, Party General Secretary To Lam attended and delivered a speech at the ceremony launching special news website on 14th Congress of Communist Party of Vietnam. General Trịnh Văn Quyết, chairman of the General Political Department, attended the ceremony. Launched by Nhân dân newspaper, the special news website on the 14th Congress of the Communist Party of Vietnam at Đại hội Đảng Toàn quốc.vn serves as an official and timely information channel on activities related to the 14th National Congress of the party. In the spirit of proactively implementing Resolution number 57, Nhân dân newspaper has applied many modern technologies and artificial intelligence, creating a mark for the website, bringing the comprehensive experience to all readers, from researchers to domestic and foreign readers. In addition, the website has an interactive chart showing the list of Party General Secretary, Politburo Secretariat, Party Central Committee, linked to massive data. Readers can also access videos, podcasts, graphics, timelines, and virtual reality digital museums. Notably, the column of contributing ideas to the draft documents of the 14th National Congress allows people nationwide, including overseas Vietnamese, to directly send their ideas to the Communist Party of Vietnam. Speaking at the ceremony, Party General Secretary To Lam requested that the content of the website must be fast but not hasty, firm but not slow, concise yet persuasive, steadfast yet humane, so that it truly becomes a sharp weapon on the ideological and cultural front against the wrong arguments by hostile forces in the era of information and social networks. To ensure effective operation of the website, Party General Secretary To Lam required the editorial board to uphold strict discipline in information management, ensuring accuracy and timeliness in line with the criteria: precise, sufficient, fast, concise, and compelling. Also on the afternoon of September the 12th, General Van Van Giao, Minister of National Defense, visited the Vietnam People's Army display at the National Achievements Exhibition at the National Exhibition and Convention Center in Hanoi. Joining him were Deputy Chiefs of the General Staff and Deputy Directors of the General Political Department. The Ministry of National Defense display space was modern and expansive, showcasing 80 years of development, combat, and growth of the Vietnam People's Army. The exhibition features over 330 indoor products, 96 types of weapons and equipment displayed outdoors, and more than 180 videos and documentaries using cutting-edge technology such as 3D mapping, holograms, and virtual reality for an interactive experience. To date, the military's indoor and outdoor areas have welcomed numerous delegations and millions of visitors, including party, state, and government leaders, as well as international guests. General Van Van Giao praised the success of the military's participation in the exhibition, highlighting the coordination, dedication, and professionalism of the units and personnel involved. He emphasized that the exhibit reflects the Vietnam People's Army's organizational strength and capacity, building significantly to the event's overall success. He urged participating units to maintain momentum, uphold solidarity and innovation, and continue fulfilling our ties assigned with the party, state, and the people. On this occasion, the minister also visited the Logistics Technical Museum under the General Department of Logistics, sending encouragement to officers and soldiers on duty. On September the 12th in Hanoi, a working delegation of the Central Military Commission's Steering Committee on Science and Technology Development, Innovation and Digital Transformation in the Military, our Steering Committee 3488 in short, led by Senior Lieutenant General Lê Huy Vịnh, Deputy Defense Minister, Permanent Deputy Head of Steering Committee 3488, inspected the implementation of Resolution 57 and Resolution 3488 at the Institute of Military Science and Technology. In recent times, the Military Science and Technology Institute has deployed and concretized Resolution 57 of the Politburo and Resolution 3488 of the Central Military Commission area space of work. The Institute has proactively proposed implementing investment projects to enhance potential to create breakthroughs in research capacity, design, improvement, and modernization of weapons and technical equipment, and has put many products into practice to serve training and combat readiness. Senior Lieutenant General Reup requested that in the coming term, the Military Science and Technology Institute needs to seize opportunities and take advantage of the superior policy mechanisms to focus on building specialized research groups that reach international standards in strategic areas of the nation and the military of national defense. On September the 12th in Ho Chi Minh City, Senior Lieutenant General Nguyễn Trường Thắng, Dow Minister of National Defense, hosted a welcome ceremony for Australian Governor General Sam Mostyn and her spouse, who visited Vietnam's UN peacekeepers and staff of Military Hospital 175. The Governor General toured the intensive care department and modern facilities, expressed the admiration for the professionalism and dedication of Vietnam's military medical forces. She highlighted over 14 years of close Vietnam-Australia peacekeeping cooperation, with Military Hospital 175 playing a key role. Since upgrading ties to a comprehensive strategic partnership in 2024, defense collaboration has expanded significantly. Governor General Mostyn also praised Vietnam's peacekeeping contributions in South Sudan and other UN missions as proof of the Vietnam People's Army's strong capacity and credibility. On September the 12th, Senior Lieutenant General Trương Thiên Tô, Vice Chairman of the General Political Department of the Vietnam People's Army, presided over the Council for the Assessment and Acceptance of the two reference Reups of creatively applying and developing Ho Chi Minh thoughts on building the Vietnam People's Army in the new era, and creatively applying and developing Ho Chi Minh thoughts on building the Armed People National Defense Posture in the new era. The project was carried out under the leadership of the General Political Department of the Vietnam People's Army. The two books were highly evaluated as works of significantly scientific value, meeting the set objectives, tasks, and deadlines. Their content clarifies both theoretical and practical aspects of creatively applying Ho Chi Minh thoughts in building the People's Army and strengthening the All People Defense Posture, thereby contributing to tightening the ideological foundation of the party in the current period. The presentation is scientific with a coherent and logical structure. The Council unanimously graded the books as excellent, emphasizing their importance as valuable scientific works for consultation, leadership, and implementation across the military and the nation. Senior Lieutenant General Trương Thiên Tô requested the editorial board to incorporate the Council's conclusions as well as feedback from relevant agencies and experts to further refine the publications. Coming up next, Ho Chi Minh City ready to expand cooperation with Australian localities. Vietnam promotes price industry to U.S. businesses. On September the 12th, at the Independence Palace, Secretary of the Ho Chi Minh City Port Committee Trần Lưu Quang received Governor General of Australia Sam Mostyn and her spouse during their state visit to Vietnam. The Ho Chi Minh City Port Secretary warmly welcomed the Governor General and emphasized that the visit marked an important milestone, opening a new chapter in cooperation between Ho Chi Minh City and Australia. He affirmed that with its role as the country's leading dynamic economic hub, Ho Chi Minh City will serve as the center for implementing cooperation plans, particularly with the 5 Australian states that have established friendship ties with the city. Governor General Sam Mostyn commended the city's vibrant growth and expressed her desire to expand bilateral cooperation, especially in education and vocational training. She noted Australia's willingness to welcome more Vietnamese students and interns who, upon returning home, will contribute to national development. The state visit by the Governor General is expected to further strengthen cooperation between Ho Chi Minh City and Australian localities in the years ahead. Recently, on the occasion of the 50th wedding anniversary of diplomatic relations between Vietnam and Germany, the opening ceremony of the German Career Track program was recently held at LOCALITIES in Tây Ninh province. The event attracted more than 2,000 teachers and students, opening up many opportunities to access career formation and vocational training in Germany. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Mr. Đoàn Trung Kiên, Vice Chairman of Tây Ninh Provincial People's Committee, stressed that developing high-quality human resources plays a key role in the province's sustainable development. In particular, vocational education, especially the dual training model in combination with study at school and practice at enterprises, is being implemented by the province. The Vice Chairman of Tây Ninh Provincial People's Committee said that cooperation with Germany, especially through the International Cooperation Organization, helps the locality where duly implement training programs following German standards, promote digital transformation, green transformation, and link training with business needs. As part of his official visit to Vietnam on September the 12th, Russian Federation Minister of Health Mikhail Abatovich Murasko and his delegation paid a visit to the Ministry of Health and the Vietnam-Russia International Eye Hospital. This important event reaffirms the traditional friendship between the two countries and highlights the Russian Federation's strong commitment to healthcare cooperation, especially in the Vietnam-Russia ophthalmology program. It also marks a new milestone in strengthening healthcare ties. In May 2025, the two health ministries signed a memorandum of understanding on biomedical cooperation covering information sharing, training, expert exchange, and scientific conferences. In Russia, the healthcare system has undergone a major and comprehensive modernization. This transformation is not limited to ophthalmology but extends to many other fields such as obstetrics. We are also developing new drugs and therapeutic cancer vaccines based on the experience we have accumulated. With the existing foundations, we are fully ready to consider and promote cooperation in these areas. During the working visit, Mr. Murasko personally inspected the hospital's facilities, modern equipment systems, and microsurgery technologies. The minister highly appreciated the professional competence of the hospital's doctors, highly qualified and experienced specialists in ophthalmology. The healthcare cooperation project between Vietnam and Russia has been revived and steadily developed since 1991. The Embassy of Vietnam in the U.S. and the American Spy Trade Association, or ASTA for short, recently co-hosted the event, opening new horizons in trade at the Vietnam House in Washington, D.C. The event promoted Vietnam spies that trade U.S. companies and created new trade connections between the two sides. Over 100 participants attended, including ASTA members, the Vietnam Coffee and Cocoa Association, Vietnamese import-export businesses, representatives of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the U.S. ASEAN Business Council, the U.S. Greens Council, and trade and agricultural consulars from ASEAN embassies in the U.S. It is remarked Ambassador Nguyễn Quốc Dũng stressed that Vietnam is the world's third largest spice supplier and processor, with annual revenues exceeding $1 billion reported in 2024. Vietnam is advancing green production, building raw material regions that meet international standards, and showing commitment to food safety and sustainability. At the event, ASTA President Kerry Goodbarrios thanked the embassy for opening the Vietnam House to U.S. companies, enabling exchanges with Vietnamese businesses and partners. Mr. Đỗ Hà Nam, Chairman of the Board and CEO of Intimax Group and Chairman of the Vietnam Food Association, noted that Vietnamese species, including pepper and many others, are of great interest to markets worldwide. When Vietnam became the world's largest exporter, spices began to play an increasingly vital role. The taste of Vietnamese spices continued to grow and expand. Vietnam is the world's largest pepper exporter, accounting for over 50% of global output, with annual exports to the U.S. reaching about 80,000 tons, over 60% of America's total pepper imports. This highlights the crucial role of Vietnamese spices, especially pepper, in the U.S. market.
Chiếm vị trí hết sức quan trọng trong thị trường Mỹ.
12 U.S. companies gained deeper insights. The Vietnam Trade Office in the U.S. presented an overview of the spice sector, its prospects and cooperation opportunities. It also invited them to attend the Vietnam Pepper and Spice Outlook Conference 2026 to be held in Da Nang from March the 3rd to the 5th, 2026. It is the end of the English News Bulletin today. You can watch news again at qpvn.vn. Goodbye and see you next time.